I mentioned this store to you yesterday, a restaurant in my hometown, a restaurant that I've eaten in and enjoyed, Hillbilly Heaven, in trouble with some local media and a local do-gooder because of the signs. Let's check out some of the signs that Cameron Bailey has posted in his restaurant here. Hillbilly Heaven, corner of Upper James and Fennel if you're looking for it. And he has this up. Things we don't have and never will. Halal, rice, kebab, shawarma, fries, chicken wings, burgers. And what would make you think this is Korean barbecue? Do you see any ducks? To serve you better, our staff speaks English. No halal. You know what? He's also got an FAQ on his website. He's swamped with news reports after this went up. That's a shot taken by my brother yesterday at the store. Spectator news article up and saying, is this really news? But he's also got an FAQ on his website that says, how much will this feed? I don't know, lady. How much does your family eat? He has a bit of a cheeky attitude. He joins us now. His name is Cameron Bailey, owner of Hillbilly Heaven. Mr. Bailey, how did all this media firestorm around what are not really offensive signs, how did it start?
You know, most people think that I put signs in the window and got the press in and started to build the business. The signs, in one way, shape, or form, have been in the store for literally 2 years. I looked out the window last Friday, and there was a guy taking pictures of the store. So I walked out and said, okay, what are you doing? He goes, you know why I'm here. And I was like, the signs? He said, yeah. I said, he's from the Spectator. I said, well, come on in. There's way more offensive stuff in here. So he came in and took this picture of the cash register and stuff like that. The one thing he didn't put is there's a sign that says, I'm trying to be an alcoholic and I can't afford it. I'll take any donations of booze. He didn't.
I saw that one.
Yeah, so he didn't take a picture of that. And I didn't hear anything about it. And then Monday I got a call from a reporter just checking facts, he said. And next thing you know, there's a paper, like a third page of the paper, there's a 3/4 page story how, in essence, I'm a racist because I have this sign.
Well, you know, I actually agree with that sentiment that you're a racist because you put on your sign that you don't serve burgers. I think that you're poking your finger in the eye of Germans across the country, informing them that you don't sell hamburgers. Well, I mean, how dare you? Honestly,
today's sign, because let me step back from this morning, last night I sent an email out to all the customers. I have their email addresses in a newsletter and said, here's what's going on. If you want to make your voice heard to Evelyn, here's her email address and phone number. So she's got, I don't know how many emails, etc. I called her 6 times personally to say I wanted just to talk and maybe we can just defuse this whole thing. Yeah. She never called me back. And I finally said on the last call, I said, on the advice of my lawyer, which I don't have one, but if you want to get me one, that would be great. I can't afford it. She called back and said, what's the purpose of your call? And I said, well, I just want to talk to you because we've never even spoken about this. And she said, what do you want? And I said, honestly, I just want an apology. And she said, call your lawyer. And pretty much that was it.
So Evelyn, that's Evelyn Myrie. She's the head of some group at the Hamilton Center for Community Inclusion or some such.
Civic inclusion.
Yeah, it is a made-up government-funded body, just like all the ones that I've ever seen on her resume. She was a civic activist when I lived in the city 15 years ago. She still is. She's worked for Status of Women, Workers' Arts Heritage. I couldn't find any private sector, let's make money, let's build a product experience on her resume. Is she essentially just, as far as you can tell, she called up and complained, or did the Spec call her and say...
She has a column in the Spectator too. Yesterday's column was that the ads for a mop system on TV where they feature people dressed as dust and dirt is offensive to women because it makes women appear to be dirt. So the Spectator ran that. In addition to everything they said about me, that I was being disrespectful to cultural foods.
Like I said, Germans and hamburgers. No, but I mean, you serve pulled pork. Of course, it wouldn't be halal.
Well, you know,
I need to ask you about. I have to ask you about another sign that you put up. We don't serve Caucasians.
Oh, that was today.
The new sign.
That was today. After Evelyn called the police to get a cease and desist order on me, so I would never call her again. And my 1,500 friends are calling her. I put a sign out in the front and said, "I give up. In the interest of repairing our reputation, we will not be serving Caucasians today."
Do you feel like you've been treated fairly by the media in this?
You know what? I'm not a media professional like you. I'm a guy that works for a living.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, I mean, I did a lot of radio interviews, which were excellent because it's live and, interactive, and I'll tell you a couple stories about those. But anytime like this Global TV, City TV, and CH in Hamilton came to the store.
And Global didn't treat you too well?
Well, it was funny because they just dropped in. They didn't even call. And the guy that interviewed me was Korean, which was kind of funny because he said, the ducks in the window is Chinese, not Korean. And it's like, well, I didn't know that. The guy asked for ducks, and I said I don't have any. So he got a pulled pork. And what I said to the guy was, look, now you made me put a sign in the window. So while he's eating his pork, I went back to the back, printed off a little sign on the printer, and said, look at what I'm putting in the window. And he laughed his head off. I should have had him sign it. Anyway, Global comes in, and the restaurant was packed because of all the publicity. Thank you, Evelyn. Yeah. And the guy, my wife was there and a bunch of people. I said, look, they tried to put the mic up my shirt, and I said, I'll do it. And, my wife doesn't like people touching me. So they went to my collar to do this, and I'm like, don't touch me, man, don't touch me. And guess what part they put on TV?
That's what, we won't do that to you, Cameron, but I will tell everyone, drop by, eat his racist food. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
I don't think you're a racist, Cameron, but I do think your food is fantastic. As I said, told you, I've had it. You're down the street from my sister's house. I'm sure she and her husband will be dropping in again. Thanks so much for dropping into our studios today.
All right. Thank you.